Hi there, my name is Adrian Lim-Klumpes and I am the Music Director for Shining Stars, an arts education program for students with disabilities. And music is one of the art forms offered to students who are given the opportunity to participate, develop skills and perform on stage at our showcase each year here in Sydney. I am also a music teacher at JJ Carr Memorial High School, where I teach both mainstream and support unit music classes to all secondary levels. Music Counter Sin is a great program that provides students and teachers from all over Australia an opportunity to celebrate music in their school and beyond. I will approach this video two ways. Firstly, having the music side of things approachable for teachers of students with disability. I will also discuss some strategies for music teachers or choir conductors who may not have had much experience working with children with disabilities. We have to think about what inclusion and participation actually means. It can be different for each individual, but is important for every student. It's good to be aware that ability can affect the aspects of the experience that are most impactful for individual students. Hearing impaired students may love the videos, reading brightly coloured lyric sheets, and feeling the sound vibrations in the room. Vision impaired students may be sensitive to the sounds or need extra support with the lyrics, but will love the music. For some students, being in the music room and enjoying the song is an important and meaningful experience in itself. Participating could also be some basic movements, singing along with an accessible part of the song, playing a percussion instrument, or clapping their hands. Students can tap beats on their legs or on wheelchairs, nod their head or follow with eye movements. Furthermore, as teachers or conductors, it is important for us to use strategies that can be extended to all children so that we can all share in the music together. This is particularly important when it comes to an event where various groups of students come together for an event, such as Celebration Day or a school assembly. In terms of adjusting our expectations for the rehearsal or concert, we have to aim for a happy medium here. As a music expert or a choir conductor, you might feel obliged to attain a certain set of standards. Children with disabilities can often challenge these standards. Heading towards participation and inclusion is more important than perhaps everybody singing together, or everybody singing in tune, or even everybody standing in their correct spot. Having said that, it's important to understand the capabilities of each of your students so that if there is a student who can participate more than others, or a student who can shine on a percussion instrument or with movement, they can join in with the song at the right time. Don't underestimate what your students might be capable of and never assume what they want to get out of the experience. Be ready for anything. Every student's behaviour and ability will be different in the room. For example, stimulation seekers will want the music louder. Bring them down the front. Stimulation avoiders will want the music turned down or move away. Have earmuffs on hand and have a breakout room available. Or if you are alone with the group, be ready just to pause the music. We never want the experience to be negative or painful for students. Be empathetic to your students. Be flexible in your sequencing and time management, and always keep a sense of humour in the room. Leading students with disabilities involves managing various reading abilities, memory, speech or auditory processing, sensory sensitivity, and all types of bodies and movements. These differences will impact elements such as lyrics, pitch, rhythm and tone. This is more reason to know your students' individual capabilities and to set relevant rehearsal expectations and performance standards for those you are working with. And don't judge yourself as a music teacher by the standards of music produced, but whether you can make a musical experience happen. Some students may get overexcited and start pushing their melody lines out of tune or rhythms out of time. Having a positive spin here with, let's try to relax while singing next time. Weigh up if an out of tune note or something too loud is better or worse than not participating. One of my students, who loves drawing attention to himself, loudly protested with "no" when asked to participate. I could see his defiance was more to do with trying to derail the class rather than actually not wanting to sing. So we changed lyrics of the refrain to "no, no, 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 no," and all had a big laugh. And you know what? After that, I congratulated him for having a go in his own way. I encouraged him and the class to now use "nah," just like it says on the board. He followed suit and was happy to continue more cooperatively after that. As a teacher in this kind of situation, it is important to be willing to respond creatively and empathetically, be inclusive in a non-confrontational way, allow students to express themselves individually, encourage the class to be accepting of each other's differences, and to recognise any and every effort with positive feedback. Rewarding student effort with recognition and a smile is also so important. Teachers and conductors are very visible, and you are the door to engaging these students with the music. You can also use fast and frequent rewards. These are often already tied to a system in the school and might be in the form of tokens, cards, stickers or stamps for participation, improvement or self-regulation. I could hear you singing that time. Awesome job. You got the length of the last na spot on. Here's a token. You sat down in the chill out corner. Good work staying calm. Is the music too loud? You can start with non-music activities and have the song in the background. Watch the lyric video and the vocal demonstrations too. My older students enjoyed watching the making of videos.
There seemed to be a thread of togetherness about their songs, a theme of staying together and being strong and having a voice as a young person and not being easily dismissed.
Yeah, definitely the kids should be able to have an opinion in what's happening around them because it's still their world, it's not just the adults.
The world needs to learn to accept the views of younger kids.
A lot of kids right now especially are taking a stand on important things such as climate change and, the fires that have happened recently and all those things. So yeah, it's all about young people just coming together and raising our voices.
If you have some fidget toys or drawing available, students who may need a distraction can easily tap out of the rehearsal. Print out the lyrics and have the important lines in large or bold font. You can control which parts of the song are important. I think for this song, You Won't Bring Us Down, the chorus and the refrain are very accessible. Limiting these expectations can work for getting some students to come out of their shell. They might join in if they only are expected to do a very little bit and something they perceive they can do.
Here we go with the pre-chorus now, come on. Sometimes you just want to sing out, but it's hard to find the words. One voice may not seem to be strong, but together we can be heard. Great job.
It can be beneficial to teach students in a familiar environment rather than having them all excited or nervous about being in a different venue. I was lucky to lead my class in their own room, which had a chill out corner and small brain break activities for the students available in the room, like completing number sheets, reading a favourite book, or decks of cards. Music teachers out there, work closely with the class teacher. They already know the students so well and have these strategies ready to go. I take my hat off to special education teachers. So it's a good idea to make these break times without music. Well done everybody. We are going to have a short break without the music, and that includes you. Let's put the instruments out of reach and fingers to our lips. You Won't Bring Us Down has many entry points for starting working with students with disabilities. These might not be at the start of the song. I'm going to explain some simple strategies for the chorus and then also the refrain. Learning the structure is also important. The stick game can work well for the structure.
There's no time to hesitate. Sometimes you just want to sing out, but it's hard to find the words.
Colour coding your lyric sheets helps too. Differentiate the sections so that students only learn one or two sections or lines. They'll know when to come in. You can explicitly teach the words verse, pre-chorus, chorus and refrain. But first, start with clapping or tapping along with the song. A handy box of instruments can increase engagement here using something like a shaker, a djembe, primarily for just tapping the beat. Don't use them too expressively. And also perhaps a wood block. This is a good one. It's not very loud. But you can also use a stick for hitting other objects like the desk, a wheelchair, or even just clapping her hands. I think sometimes that can just be simple enough. What this does is tune the students into the beat and the rhythm of the song. For non-verbal students, this is something that they can work with and gradually build up different skills and eventually add the parts to accompany the song. Make sure you have strong visual and spoken cues so that students know when to sing and play, and more importantly, when to stop. At Shining Stars, I use djembes and drums, and I need a whistle. Next, we can then add the counting into 4, or sometimes even just 3 with a pulse. Once we have the beat going, we can then start adding the counting in. Counting is very important here because we can then actually lock in with the song itself. So this song is in 4/4 time signature. So we can often use an instrument to play the beat, but here it's better to use something like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. In the song, beat 4 has often got something in it as well. So I'll show you more of that later. We can also use ta, 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 sa, or you can even use the We Will Rock You beat here to help count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's use this strategy by adding it in with the chorus. By counting and clapping through the first part of the phrase, we can eliminate some of the tricky rhythm of the melody and the lyrics at the start of this section. Students can come in with "You won't bring us down," which is the title lyric of the song. Students may need some time getting used to this line, particularly if you are leaving out the lines beforehand. It may seem a little abstract. Discuss the meaning and repeat the words many times. Then the chorus can sound something like this. I'll demonstrate me first. 1, 2, 3, ready, set, go. You won't bring us down. For the students, this might sound like this. You won't bring us down. We can also work on the pitching of this. Every time this phrase appears, we are always singing the note D. You can use here as a simple exercise for echo singing or passing the note around the room with one ear blocked. And humming together. It's important for you to move around the room and see who in your group can sing in tune and help them get into tune as well. You can practice just bring us down in tune and then put it back in together with the chorus. Again, count. 1, 2, 3, ready, set, go. You won't bring us down. I don't think it's that important for students to differentiate "you won't bring us down" to "it won't bring us down" in this chorus. However, you will know your students best, and if you feel that they can learn that difference, then go right ahead. Slowly follow up this step by adding in as much of the melody and lyrics of the start of the chorus as you can. The refrain is an even easier place to start. Everyone knows at least one song with na na nas. The Beatles' Hey Jude, What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction. There's quite a list. One of my students thought that Under Pressure from Happy Feet 2 was just like this song. And it was just that using the scat syllables brought up that memory for him. So you might try working from the last refrain first, perhaps even before the chorus. If you are organising a performance of both mainstream students and students with a disability, by having the refrain really strong, you can then bank on a unified sound with all of the students in this last refrain. Perhaps you could start by counting how many nas there are. Like me, you might get excited singing it first, nowhere near the pitch and a random amount of nas. But pause the lyric video and slowly sing and count. Then work out which ones are doubles. Na na na, na 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 na, na. There are various exercises we can do to make sure the nas are in time together. and have the correct rest in between each phrase. Repetition is the key to learning this here. If you're a mainstream choir conductor, you may find that you need more repetition here than usual. As the leader, you can say the lyrics 2, 3, 4, go in between each phrase and have the students clap the 2, 3, 4 in between. This will hopefully prevent excited students rushing the next phrase or students hesitating and coming in late. So that might sound something like this. Na 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 na, 2, 3, 4, go. Na 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 na. Or for the students, na 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 na, 2, 3. Na 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 na. Labelling the sections and having something slightly different so students can locate it, different movements like in the stick game video, can help learn the rest of the song. As you learn each section of the song, the demonstration videos help a lot here. You can watch Emma's videos with the students and carefully monitor how much of the pitching and lyrics each student is getting. Just like the chorus though, it is important to work backwards. If you are close to a performance date or need to do a lot of revision each rehearsal, you may never get to having all students learn and perform the verses. So a good backup plan is to have hand percussion or movements ready to perform in these sections instead of singing. I hope the main takeaway is that we want all students to feel part of this song. Adjust your expectations, learn the accessible parts of the song first, and most importantly, make sure you are concerned with the engagement and well-being of your students.